My child, life, in the way I have designed it, is a landscape of mountains and valleys, of bright mornings followed by deep nights. For every season of sunshine and ease, there is a season of storm and struggle. You have grown accustomed to believing that my blessings are found only in the calm, that my favor is proven by your comfort. But I am speaking to you today to bring you a truth that is both difficult and necessary. A truth that will anchor you when the gentle breezes turn into gales. I am bringing you what will sound like bad news. Listen with your heart, for this message is not meant to break your spirit but to fortify it. It is not a threat, but an awakening. You have walked this journey believing that joy is the only sign of my presence, and that pain is a mark of my absence. This is a misunderstanding. Both the sweetness of your happiest days and the bitterness of your deepest sorrows are currents in the river of my sovereign will. Both are tools I used to shape you into the masterpiece I envisioned when I first thought of you. The news I bring is a heavy stone, but within it, you will find a hidden gem. It is bitter medicine, but it holds the power to heal you from the inside out. This is the truth I must share with you because my love is too honest to let you live in a fantasy. Here is the bad news. You will not be exempt from pain. The road ahead will not always be smooth or straight. There will be sharp turns and steep hills. You will experience loss that feels like a part of you has been torn away. The people you love and trust the most will, at times, fail you, not always from malice, but from their own human frailty. The projects you pour your heart into may crumble, and the dreams you have cherished since you were young might not come to pass in the way you imagined. There will be nights when you cry tears that no one else can understand, a lonely grief that feels isolating. You will walk through valleys so dark and silent that you will feel utterly alone, convinced that even your closest friends cannot reach you there. This is not a possibility. It is a certainty of the human journey. I tell you this not to fill you with dread, but to hand you a key. In knowing that you cannot escape suffering, you can also know this: you will not be destroyed by it. I am the author of your days, the one who holds your beginning and your end. I have woven every moment of your life, even the darkest and most confusing ones, into the grand tapestry of my divine purpose. Every sorrow that comes your way has been measured by my hand. Every loss you endure is one that I have permitted, with a purpose you cannot yet see. I have counted every tear that has fallen from your eyes. Though you look at your life now and see only broken threads, I am using these very threads to weave a glory in you that will never fade, a strength that cannot be broken. Please do not think that I find pleasure in your suffering. I am not a cruel master who delights in the pain of his creations. I am a loving father who disciplines the children he adores. I am a shepherd who sometimes must lead his flock through rocky terrain to bring them to lush pastures. I am a potter and you are the clay. When the clay is lumpy and resists my touch, it must be pressed, sometimes even broken down, so it can be remolded into a vessel of beauty and purpose. Think of it this way: for gold to become pure, it must pass through the crucible of fire. For a seed to grow into a mighty tree, it must first be buried in the dark, cold earth, forgotten and pressed down. But from that darkness it rises, stronger and more fruitful than before. So it is with you, my child. The trials you face are the fire and the darkness that are preparing you for a greater purpose. The hard news for today is that more challenges are on the horizon. Do not be surprised when the winds of adversity begin to blow against you again. Do not be shaken when your prayers seem to go unanswered and the heavens feel like brass. Do not give in to despair when your own strength gives out and you can no longer see the path before you. I have told you these things will happen so that when they do, you will remember my words and hold on to your faith. The path that leads to my eternal kingdom is not a wide, easy superhighway. It is a narrow, challenging path that requires effort and endurance. But you must remember this above all else. You are not walking it alone. I am with you every single step of the way. I will never, ever leave your side. Perhaps you are asking, but why, Lord? Why must the journey be so hard? Why can't it be peaceful and easy? Listen closely, my beloved. If your life were a constant stream of comfort, your heart would become self-sufficient and forget its need for me. If you never experienced pain, you would never understand the depths of my healing grace. If you never suffered loss, you would never learn to treasure the things that are eternal. If you never walked through darkness, the brilliance of my light would not seem so glorious. The struggle is not your enemy. It is the classroom where you learn your most important lessons. The storm is not sent to drown you. It is sent to teach you how to walk on water by faith. The wilderness is not meant to starve you. It is there to show you that I am your true source of sustenance, the bread from heaven. So here is the bad news once more. There will be more dark nights before the final dawn, more battles to fight before the ultimate victory, more wounds to endure before you are completely healed. But here is the deeper, more powerful truth. You are never alone in any of it. When you feel abandoned, I am closer to you than your own breath. When you feel weak, my strength is made perfect in you. When you stumble and fall, my grace is there to catch you and lift you up again. When doubt clouds your mind, my spirit whispers truth and hope to your soul. Do not hate the valleys, for I meet you there in a special way. Do not curse the storms, for I am the one who commands the wind and the waves. Do not fear the refining fire, because I am walking with you in the very midst of it, and nothing can harm you beyond what my loving purpose allows. Even the things you lose are not truly lost in my economy. I have ways of restoring and redeeming that you cannot possibly imagine right now. Even your tears are not wasted. They water the soil of your soul, preparing it to bring forth incredible fruit in its proper season. I know you look around and see others who seem to be prospering while you are struggling, and your heart cries out, "Why me, Lord? Why is my path so much harder?" My child, comparing your journey to someone else's will only blind you to the unique and beautiful plan I have for you. The path I am carving for you is yours alone. If I send rain to one field and sun to another, it is because I am the wise farmer who knows exactly what each individual seed needs to grow to its full potential. Trust my wisdom, for I know you better than you know yourself. The bad news feels so heavy because your human heart naturally longs for a world without a conflict, a life without sorrow, a heaven here on earth. But this world is not your final home. It is a training ground, a place of preparation. Every hardship you face is shaping your character for eternity. Every scar you carry will one day become a mark of glory. Every question that goes unanswered now will one day be made perfectly clear. You are seeing only a small corner of the magnificent tapestry I am weaving. One day, you will see the entire design, and on that day, you will understand. You will look back and thank me, even for the very moments that once felt like they were breaking your heart. Do not mistake my silence for absence or my delays for denial, and never mistake my discipline for punishment. I prune the branches that are fruitful so that they will bear even more fruit. I lead my beloved sheep through the valley of the shadow of death to bring them safely home. When you feel you are being pressed beyond your ability to endure, remember that I know your limits far better than you do. I will never allow you to be tested beyond what you can bear with the strength that I provide. The bad news is a call to prepare you, not to crush you. Greater battles may lie ahead, but so do greater victories. Deeper sorrows may come, but they will carve out a greater capacity for deeper joys. You will lose things you hold dear, but you will gain eternal treasures that can never be taken away. This world will wound you, but I am your healer. This journey will tire you, but I am your renewal. This life on earth will end, but I will give you an everlasting life that death cannot touch. So when you must grieve, grieve fully, but do not give up. When the pain is overwhelming, cry out to me, but do not lose hope. When you stumble, fall, and feel you cannot get up, reach for my hand and rise again by my grace. You are not walking toward destruction. You are walking toward redemption. The road is steep, but it leads you home to me. Listen to my heart again, child. The news of hardship is real, but my promise is greater. You will face nights of profound loneliness, but I will be your constant companion. You may be betrayed by those you trust, but I will remain your faithful friend. You will experience devastating loss, but I will be your everlasting inheritance. You will face your own mortality, but I am your resurrection and your life without end. Therefore, hold on. Do not let your heart become cynical or bitter. Do not let the darkness whisper lies that I have forgotten you. Do not let the enemy's accusations drown out the sound of my truth. Even when you feel empty and drained, lift your empty hands to me, for I am your fullness. Even when you feel powerless, call upon my name, for I am your infinite strength. Even when you feel forgotten by the world, remember that I have engraved your name on the palms of my hands. I will never forsake you. The journey may feel long and the nights may seem endless, but I promise you the dawn is coming. The season of sorrow may last for a while, but joy will surely follow. The cross you are asked to bear is heavy, but the resurrection is certain. Trust me, my child. I am the author of your story, and I am writing a beautiful ending. Not a single promise I have made to you will ever fail. Not one of your tears will be wasted. Not one battle you fight will be for nothing. To prepare is not to live in fear, it is to live in wisdom. When I call you to prepare, I am calling you to acknowledge reality with eyes of faith, not with naive optimism or crippling despair. It is to use the gifts I have given you, your mind, your hands, your community, your discipline, to navigate your life well. I did not create you to be as fragile as glass, meant to shatter at the first sign of pressure. I made you with a resilient spirit that can bend without breaking, if you will only train it in my strength. Think of how you already prepare in small ways. You put on a coat before going out into the cold. You teach a child to look both ways before crossing the street. These simple acts are rehearsals for a much larger posture of readiness. The one who prepares does not live in a state of constant anxiety. Instead, they live with a clear focus, able to distinguish what truly matters from what does not. Preparation cuts through the fog of panic. When the unexpected storm arrives, the prepared heart can act with calm, think with clarity, and love with steadfastness. Yet I urge you to prepare in new ways. Do not become rigid, relying only on the methods that worked in the past. If you were once burned by a fire, do not assume the next trial will also be a fire. If you were wounded by betrayal, do not build walls so high that they keep out love as well as pain. Prepare your heart to be flexible, creative, generous, and adaptable. Learn new skills. Cultivate friendships that go deeper than the surface. Practice humility. Build up your inner reserves of strength. Rehearse small acts of courage daily, so that when a great act of courage is required, you will not be paralyzed by fear. To prepare is to be like the river that encounters a great boulder in its path. It does not fight the rock. It flows around it, over it, deepening its own channel as it finds a new course. Let your heart be like that dither, strong enough to wear down stone over time, yet gentle enough to bring life. Build many anchors for your soul. Practical anchors like learning to manage your finances or developing a useful skill. And spiritual anchors like daily prayer, genuine community, serving others, and honest self-reflection. True preparation integrates every part of you. Feed your mind with knowledge, but soften it with compassion. Strengthen your body, but allow it seasons of rest. Gather resources, but hold them with an open hand, ready to be generous. A hoarded treasure is a cage, but a shared treasure builds a kingdom. Prepare your inner world as well. Some of your hardest days will come not from external circumstances, but from within your own heart. The day despair comes to sit at your table. The day shame screams louder than my truth. The day anger burns so hot it consumes everything in its path. Prepare for these days by inviting me into the hidden corners of your soul now. Practice honest prayer. Learn to forgive others quickly before bitterness can take root. Cultivate gratitude for the smallest things. A sip of cool water, the gift of another breath, the comfort of a friend. A grateful heart builds a storehouse of joy that even years of hardship cannot deplete. And because you are human, you will always carry a certain ache for things you desired but never received. This longing is not a sign of spiritual failure. It is an echo of the perfection you were made for. It keeps you reaching for me for your true home. Do not be ashamed of this ache. Let it be an offering that refines your faith. But do not build your life of security on the fulfillment of any one earthly desire. Anchor your ultimate hope in me, the one who is unchanging. Then the loss of a cherished dream will bring sorrow, but it will not annihilate you. Your heart will grieve, and through that grief, it will expand, growing in its capacity to love what remains even more dearly. Prepare with integrity. Keep the small promises you make. A life of small fidelities builds a strong backbone of character. When crisis comes, the world needs people who are utterly dependable in simple things. Prepare your relationships. Loneliness is a cruel enemy. Cultivate a few deep friendships with people who will sit with you in silence, speak the truth in love, and help carry your burdens. And learn to ask for help. Pride is a barrier that prevents rescue. Finally, prepare with a posture of surrender. Readiness does not mean you are in control. It means you do everything you can with the wisdom and strength I give you, and then you peacefully entrust the outcome to me. Act faithfully in the sphere you can influence and trust me with all that you cannot. When the bad days come and they do not face them as if you are alone. Call out to me. Lean on your community. Use the skills you have learned. Share what you have. Keep your heart prayerful, your hands busy with good work, and your spirit open to my guidance. Go now with courage, prepare well, love fiercely, grieve honestly, celebrate joyfully, and remember always that preparation is an act of hope. It is your heart's declaration to the future, saying, I will meet you ready and willing with a spirit that trusts and a heart that loves. And in that meeting, you will find me. I am the unshakable ground beneath your feet. I am with you always, and nothing in all of creation will ever be able to separate you from my love. Amen.